Hi, my name's Adam. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about savings at different ages, how to kind of build wealth from 18 all the way to 80 plus. Like there's different phases and stages that I see that we do planning for that will really help you. So no matter what age bracket you're in, this video is going to be for you and help gear you in the right direction to make sure that you're saving properly. So let's start with age 18 to 25. And this is the youngest age group, obviously. Up to that point, hopefully you're living at home and your parents are supporting you financially. But you hit that 18 to 25 age bracket, if that's you watching this video, you need to invest in yourself. The greatest investment you can make in this phase of life is to invest in yourself through education, through training. Give yourself the tools to be able to earn more money later on. Okay, your greatest earning and saving ability is yourself and your ability to make money. So the more you can kind of enhance that ability in that early phase of 18 to 25, hopefully, and should be, more money you'll make later and more ability to make money later on. So for myself, I went to university. I got a business degree in financial planning. So when I graduated university, I got into this business, obviously, and that's led me down this path and created a great life for my wife and myself and for our kids. But again, if I go back, it's all about the education, all about the training. And when I entered university, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I went into business. I enjoyed the finance and accounting stream. I realized accounting was not for me. I didn't want to sit at a desk all day and do that. I like the relational side of things, even though I'm in front of a camera for most of you. I do like the relational part of it, and that's what led me into financial planning and down this path. So again, you may not know what you want to do, but go to post-secondary education, do vocational training, whatever it is, and start getting that skill set. The next age bracket is a bit of a big one. It's age 25 to 40. And I know a 25 and a 40-year-old are very different. And I can say that because I'm on the one end, and when I talk to 25-year-olds, they're definitely on the other end of that. But it is a phase of life that you're typically getting into your career, you're buying your first home, you're maybe having kids, you're getting married, you're doing all these things that are kind of life-changing. They impact your finances and just your social lifestyle. Two key tips here. Number one, don't go into debt. Other than a mortgage, do not go into debt. If you can avoid debt for those 15 years of your life, you will set yourself up so much greater down the road. I promise you. If you avoid debt, maybe you're able to save, but at least you're not going into the hole. So once you hit kind of that 40 plus and you're able to hopefully start saving a bit more, you're not kind of paying for the previous years. You're actually working forward, not backwards. The second biggest mistake I see in this age bracket is living beyond your means. And most of you could probably look out the window and look at your neighbors' driveways and see, like if you have neighbors that are between 25 and 40 and they have a brand new car in their driveway, they probably are wasting their money unless they have a very good income or maybe they have a company car. Other than that, they're probably wasting their money, and they're trying to live beyond their means. They're trying to live like the Smiths, right? That's always the saying. Live like the Smiths. Live beyond your means. If you can avoid that, again, you'll be in a much better position down the road. So don't go into debt. Don't live beyond your means, and save what you can. It's a very expensive part of life. The 25 to 40, at the tail end of it, I can tell you, we bought in a few houses, we've had 4 kids, we have kids' education. There's a lot of expenses. It's a very, very expensive part of life. If you can grind through these stages, avoid those big expenses, any debt, and just save what you can. Now, if you're within that 25 to 40-year-old bracket, my goal is always 10% of savings. So save 10% of your income. You may be able to do that early on when you don't have kids and mortgage and all that, and maybe later on when your income pops up. The middle years, it may be tougher, but that should be the goal. If you want to set a goal for yourself in that 25 to 40, save 10% of your income. If you can do that, you're going to be in a great spot and probably set yourself up for either early retirement or a lot more money than you were hoping for in retirement, which allows you to travel and maybe help kids and grandkids and all that down the road. So the next bracket is a lot of our viewers, which is 40 to 55. And this is a phase where you want to increase savings. Hopefully, if you have kids or out of the house or almost out of the house, your income is going up. This is typically your big income years. The ability to save is more. So you need to start saving 15% of your income. That needs to be the target from age 40 to 55. If you're not able to save that, go through your budget, build a budget. Most of you say, yeah, I have a budget, but you really don't have a budget. If you're not saving 15% of your income, you need to set up a budget, go through the budget. Where can you cut costs? Now, I know there's going to be some of you that are in tough times. You're not able to do that. That's fine. Save what you can. These are your prime savings years. Unless you were past 55, 40 to 55, as you get kind of into your 50s, those are prime years. Typically, your mortgage is gone. kids are out of the house if you had them, your ability to save ramps up exponentially. And you need to take advantage of that and not burn through that money buying new cars and boats and whatever else you're looking to buy. The next age bracket is most of our viewers, which is 55 to 70. So if you're in this phase, typically this is, again, the highest savings year. If you're still working, kind of 55 to 65, you're likely your biggest income. Hopefully your mortgage is gone or almost gone. Kids are out of the house. Like, you have less set expenses, which means that you can save more money. And a lot of people really ramp up, and I like to say they save their retirement in this last few years before they retire. This is obviously the go-go phase of retirement. Whether you're retired or not, I always say, if you plan to retire at 60 and you're 55 right now, it's not a bad idea to start living the go-go phase, right? Maybe you're still saving for retirement, but maybe you have some trips planned for retirement. Start doing some of those trips now. You never know how long your health will last. If you have your health and you can kind of build it into your budget to do some of the trips now, I would highly recommend it. So start enjoying that go-go phase of retirement. Maybe it's, part retirement or early retirement, whatever it is. But start enjoying those times of life. Now, a few key tips here is, number one, you need to start structuring your portfolio, your savings and investments for retirement. So you need to start putting a financial plan in place. If you don't have a financial plan by this point, you need to get one in place. You need to make sure, when can I retire? How much income? Where does it come from? How much each year? What's the tax situation? All of that. And we've talked a lot about that on this channel. I won't go into that in this video, but you need to make sure you have a plan so that your RRSP, your TFSA, your non-reg account, your LIRA, your pension at work, all these things are structured in a way so that when you flip the switch for retirement, you're ready to go and those accounts are ready to go. A, where the money is, TFSA, RRSP, you need to make sure it's structured properly so that it's able to come out efficiently. But B, to make sure that the accounts are invested in a way that you can actually start drawing income. And we're running into this a lot this year with people that we talk to. We build a financial plan and we say, look, Sally, you need to pull out $30,000 from your RIF this year. And she goes, yeah, but my RIF's down 20%. Like, yeah, but do you not have a cash flow plan within your RIF? Like, you're going to need income out of there, whether it's just cash on the side, maybe it's, dividends paying out, maybe if you own direct bonds, it's a maturing bond. There's a lot of ways to create that income flow. You need to make sure you set that up going forward so that you don't run into, I got to pull money out. I don't necessarily need it, but it's a tax play, but the market's down. I hear a lot of that right now. A lot of the time when you pull money out of a RIF or any registered account in retirement, there's two reasons to pull out. One is a tax play, right? You're trying to level out that tax bill. And the other is, I need income. I need to pay bills. If you're in this side and you need to pay bills, well, you need to pull it out no matter what. If you're in this side of the coin where, and we have some clients like this where we need to pull it out and they're like, yeah, Adam, I don't need the money. You can transfer an investment in kind. Now listen to this. You can transfer an investment in kind from your RIF to a non-reg account or to a TFSA if you have the TFSA room. So let's say you have to pull out $10,000 from your RIF this year. You have a financial plan that says I need to pull $10,000. You don't really need the $10,000. Maybe you have a pension, other income sources coming in, but for tax purposes, you need to kind of trigger that tax bill. What you can do is transfer that $10,000 from your RIF to, let's say, your non-registered investment account. Now, there's going to be withholding tax, so depending on what your minimum RIF amount is and all that, it could be 10%, it could be 20%. It depends what your minimum RIF is, but let's say it's 10%. So 10% is going to be withheld for tax, so $1,000, but the other 9 can stay invested in whatever it's invested in and move to your non-registered account. So you created the tax play. You've triggered that $10,000 of tax. There's been only 10% withheld. 9,000 has gone to your non-registered account, and it gives it more time to build back up. Yes, as it builds back up, it's now building in a non-tax efficient manner, but it's more of a tax play for your RIF. And again, this is where a financial plan will map this out for you. Does it make sense to actually pull that 10,000, put it to a non-reg and let it bounce back that 20%? Because that 20% is going to be taxable in that non-registered account. So there's a lot of moving parts. So if that's you, make sure to have a plan in place. Typically, it still will make sense to trigger that tax bill, get it to that non-registered account, because leveling your tax bill in retirement, your average tax rate, we want to level out as best we can through retirement. And the last age and stage is kind of 70 plus. I say 70 to 80 plus. And this is really more tax and estate planning phase of life. You're in the slow go, phasing into the no-go phase of retirement. Earlier on in your 70s, you may be traveling still and spending a bit more money. but you're going to phase into a point in retirement where you can't travel as much. You realize, yeah, I cannot spend the amount of money that I was spending before. And maybe you realize you have too much, or there's just going to be extra. That was part of the plan. That's fine. It's really the phase where you want to make sure you start structuring stuff so that it passes on tax efficiently to whoever you want to pass it to, whether it's family members, friends, charity, whatever it is. You need to make sure you update your estate and financial plan at that point to make sure everything's lined up to go tax efficiently to the people that you want and not to CRA. That's the phase that you need to make sure it's really tuned in to pass on efficiently. If you've been fortunate over the years and been able to save up a nice wealth, little nest egg of money there in your later years, you may want to look at family trusts. How do we make generational wealth? It's helping your kids, your grandkids, passing money down for generations. And this is the point of life where you want to do that. You want to start helping out your kids. Maybe your kids still have mortgages, pay off their mortgage for them, help them to be able to save more early. Maybe you have grandkids, help them pay for their post-secondary education, a down payment on their house. Just look back in your life. If you had someone give you a down payment for your house to get you going, how much of a boost that would have been. That's where generational wealth happens. It doesn't take a lot of money. People think generational wealth is, the Rockefellers and billions of dollars. That's true. I mean, that is mega, trust fund babies. But giving your grandkid maybe $50,000 or $100,000, which I know is a lot of money, but if you have it later in life and you can do that, that's life changing for them. That's going to change how they're able to save, then help their kids, and it's going to keep going from generation to generation to generation. And the last thing I'll say for this age group is simplify life. If you have rental properties, if you have boats and motorhomes and this and that, start simplifying life, right? You want to make sure you start winding it down so that you don't have all these assets and things all over. You're making it messy for your executor, whether that's a spouse, a family member, whoever it is. You want to make sure things are clean and simple and organized as you get later in life, so it's not a big mess for whoever has to deal with it when you're gone. So start simplifying life, start making it easy on you and those around you, and start enjoying life again, right? Like, I think it's a phase of life. I've seen it with my grandparents over the years where they can spend more time with their friends, and it's more local versus travel. It is another phase of life, and it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it, obviously. It's the time to enjoy, time to simplify it, but enjoy it in a different way. So go out there, help those around you if you can, if you're fortunate enough, but really structure things so that it passes on in an efficient way. So hopefully you found yourself in one of these age groups. I hope you did. I don't think we have many viewers under 18. Find yourself in these age groups, figure out where you need to go. Again, early on, avoid debt. In the middle, when you have those bumps in income, don't look at it as, well, now we can afford to buy that toy or this or that. Put that into savings. Like, really ramp up that retirement savings plan. It'll allow you to retire earlier, retire with more money, whatever it is. So, and again, in retirement, the go-go phase and later on, make sure you're structuring your income to come out in an efficient manner so that the market bumps like we're in right now, they just don't matter anymore. So thank you so much for joining us in this video. We'll see you in the next one.